Hello creation, I hope you're well. I've not written anything today. I just want to talk to you a little bit about tutors, really, and how we learn. There are many different ways in which we learn through life, and we are always learning, one way or another, even when we think that we're not learning. Through, if we're bored, we might be learning resilience or endurance, if we've been putting it up for so long. But we don't look at it that way, do we? We might be cultivating patience, over a long period of time. It's strange, isn't it? But when I was younger, and this won't just be me, it's that you're wanting to experience everything, you're wanting to achieve everything, no patience. When you look at it, when I look back at it, no patience. No, I didn't even know. It took many years to cultivate the patience which I've got now, so that I can sit back and watch without judgment, In life, like I say, there's many ways in which we learn, and we're always learning. There's many ways in which we teach, because we are, as I've said before, both student and tutor. So when we get those who offer, it's all about resonance basically. There's the guys like who are a bit more full on, like Tony Robinson, who comes across as the drill sergeant. It don't resonate with me doing that, because that's not how I learn personally. It just doesn't resonate with me. But there are many who it does, quite obviously, because he's a very charismatic character, But like I say, that's not my way of learning. Quite recently, there's been one or two expressions of consciousness who have needed a little bit of advice, a little bit of guidance. Because at this time there are things that are coming up that people need to address. They feel lost. A lot of people feel lost at this moment in time. Lots of them. Because of these energies that are stirring up what's buried. And this stuff that's buried can be buried in your ancestors. It could be from your ancestors, as I've mentioned before. Bloodline, soul family. Whatever it is that you're working through, those cycles have to be broken. Because if the book stops with you, it means that future generations of your bloodline get to live an easier, happier life. I don't think that's a bad trade-off, really. No, I don't. I'd I'm not going to say it's not been a bastard, but but if it means that the rest of my family and future generations or whatever, not just my family, I'm on about of all creation, then if that means that they can have an easier run, then fine. Absolutely fine. Yeah. There was a teacher at school, well, I've been through a few to be fair, it was school, who thought it would teach me a lesson, I've mentioned this, to hit me over the head with the computer book, which must have been about 8-inch thick, this book, and the shock wave it sent down my spine was unbelievable. It's a wonder it didn't paralyse me, hit me that hard with it. This is how things have changed from when I were at school to these days, when kids are at school. Man, He'd have been thrown in jail for what he did to me, you know. Not that that just happened to me. I mean, there were, you know, it was those times. I remember my uncle telling me one time, he said he was there, and I don't know if he'd said something, the teacher had asked a question or whatever, so my uncle had shouted out without putting his hand up. Next thing, the board rubber hit him and split his eye open, so he picked it up and threw it back at teacher as hard as he could and got him into trouble. But things have changed, you know. We have free will, and it's down to us as to how we learn. We, you know, as expressions of consciousness, learn differently to one another. Whereas some will take on board, like I mentioned, that drill sergeant getting it drilled into you, being in your face, you know, that full on will work for some. Whereas others, it will just put them in the shell. It'll frighten the bloody bejesus out of them. Well, it would, you know. There's a more softly approach needed for some. And that's throughout life, you know. When it comes to teaching, we offer, and those who it resonates with can freely choose to take that, and those who it doesn't resonate with should be able to freely choose not to take that. You know, just see myself as a how do I put this? Well, I'm just an expression of consciousness, just like the rest of you. That's how I say everybody. I don't see it as Peter or Paul or John or David or Gail or, you know, or whatever. I don't see you as labels. I see you all as expressions of consciousness. Yes, you've been given a label while you've down here for this system that this world's run by, so you can pay your taxes. But, you know, joking apart, when you're born, you get registered, you get given a label and a number, and then that's it. You're brought up into a system where you've got to pay taxes. That's not universal law. That's man-made law. That's greedy man-made law to keep you paying your taxes, and those who put those laws in place living the life of, it's a saying, is that? I don't even know who Riley is, but living the life of Riley. Anyway, it is all about opinion, is it not? And how's that working out for everybody? Eh? How's that working out for everybody? All this disruption all over. Anyway, we won't go down that route in this one. So we all learn in different ways. We all have a choice. We all should have a choice. The choice of free will. Just because we're born into a system and taught, or born into be that a belief system or not, we should have the creator given right, whatever name that you want to give that creator, if you believe in such a thing, to have the choice and take what resonates and leave what doesn't. That's the message here. Just because you're born into a particular faith doesn't mean to say that it's all gospel, as it were, tongue in cheek. Don't know, does it? A true, free, individual expression of consciousness will take that which resonates and leave that which doesn't. And that's it. That's all. That's it. We all learn differently. Therefore, we are all adaptable. So that's it, really. Anyway, wherever you are in the world, may you choose wisely. Choose that which resonates. And if there's no love around you, you'll be that love. Alright, that's it for today. Take care.